Hi, this is Lorraine Lorraine Lopez, and this is my first episode of Lorraine Lopez Loves. And a little bit about this podcast is basically I interview a stand-up comedian that I love, and we talk about love, how it affects you, your love life, and how it, correlates with your comedy, how that works out. And let me look at my notes. So basically, you guys are going to laugh and we'll cry, It's the thing. So
sounds about right.
So my guest today is the lovely Diosa. Yes. We did a show together probably like it seems so long ago.
Yeah, maybe like 3 months ago.
3 months ago?
Yeah, at the Sycamore
I guess
Tavern.
It wasn't that long. It feels like it was so long ago. But you were just like the most warmest, kindest. You just have great energy. And then I saw you on stage and just so raw and honest and open. And I just was so like breathtaken by you. So, yeah, so I'm so happy. Thank you for...
I'm honored. Thank you so much. This sounds like a really fun project. You're an amazing comedian. So, yeah, let's start loving. Let's start doing this.
Let's do this. Okay. So, I mean, your stand-up, you say, is like very personal. You're very open about family and relationships and
and just fuck-ups of life. Yeah, pretty much. It's very... I feel like comedy heals.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very serious about comedy. And it's really helped me out through a lot of stages in life, There's always food. There's always drugs. Yeah. There's always dick. But comedy has never failed me. So
right. And it's like one of those things when you find it and you love it, it's just, it's your whole life. I don't know. Yeah. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah, definitely. When did you know that you were...
Well, I always loved comedy so much. Like, I mean, probably like 10 years ago, I was going to all these like indie comedy shows, but never thinking that I was going to do it, Yeah. But I just loved watching it. I loved watching women. I was just so inspired about women being so free and open. Even if they were talking about just like sex and anal, like crazy stuff, I'd be like, whoa, my mind was blown. I had never heard women talk like that. I was like, this is so cool. I love this. And then I started doing UCB.
Nice.
Maybe 10 years ago. Beautiful. Yeah, and that's how it started. And then I wasn't good, okay? I was only good at the monologue, and then it just happened. A friend told me I should do stand-up, and I realized later she tells everyone that. And I'm like, so I don't know. It was all a fluke. But it worked out. But how about you?
For comedy, like when did you know what? There was a show, because I'm like first generation Colombian, and so like there was I would always watch this show called Strangers with Candy, and it was really, really eccentric and really weird, and I just remember like wanting to just go home and watch it and just be lost in this world, and yeah, it just like helped me out a lot just to not think about sad shit. So, like this woman's ridiculous. It's really funny. Yeah, and then awesome. Just I really like absurd shit, like Will Ferrell. He's so silly.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Silly. Yeah, silly shit. So yeah, I think that my dad was really, really funny, like stupid funny.
So in like Latin cultures, I don't know if it's every culture, but I know my dad and I, how we like show that we care about each other. We just roast each other constantly. Do you have that similar kind of?
Definitely. So I am first generation Colombian, but I grew up here in LA. So I definitely assimilated a lot to like Chicano and Mexican American Mexican culture. And I know that Mexicans have this thing called vacilar, which is to like fuck around. And so that's how it was at my house, My grandma's name is Agripina, which is really weird.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Never heard of that.
Yeah. Anyways. But we would call her Pina, and my dad would always roast my grandma and be like, oh, look, your grandma's coming, peanut butter. It's like, it's so stupid. Grandma was so defenseless. So, yeah, definitely get that whole, like, roasting thing.
Yeah. No, my dad thinks he's so funny. And I don't, it's so weird because I do so much stand-up about my dad. I'm like, do I seem like a weirdo? Like, I don't know why, but he's just such an easy target. Yeah. And I do most of my comedy is like self-deprecating. And for some reason, when I make fun of him, it's oh, that's fine. I can do that.
Do you feel like that's a problem when you date? Like when you like roast guys?
I do feel some guilt. I do. But
you still do it. You still do it. Ha ha. Right.
Oh, you mean in real life?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Some guys like it. But I also feel like I've dated a lot of narcissists. So they love any attention on them.
Oh, my God.
You know, I dated a guy, this was 5 years ago, but, oh gosh, this is not 5 years ago. This is like a long time ago. It was a long time ago. It was 5 years. We dated for 5 years. But I did stand up 7 years ago for like a month. And my first set was, I didn't have any problems back then. And I would talk about, and then I did talk about,
oh my God, poor guy.
So all my jokes were about how I was dating this really dumb guy. And I asked him, I was like, do you care if I say that? Or are you like upset? He was like, oh no, I don't care. Like
he was dumb.
He was, yeah. But he was a narcissist. He loved it. And I was like, dude, I should have, there was a red flag.
Yeah.
How about you? Do you mess with the guys that you date? You make fun of them and stuff?
You know what? I used to, and like, you know, and like now I don't. I really like to like implement that whole thing of like respect. Yeah. Yeah, because it's good. Like, you know, hey, like even like little like names. I swear I'm fun to date. Yeah. I swear I'm all like, no jokes, no this, no nothing, no respect. Just give me money and kisses and dates. No, not at all. But you know, a nice little light roast, like a light brew. You know, nothing like no espresso, dark. Yeah, something because it's also really fun to like not take yourself serious, especially when you're dating, because you're like, at the end of the day, you guys are friends.
Yeah, you have to have fun.
Exactly. But yeah, not too much. Yeah, not too much roasting.
Not
right?
Too crazy, no.
Yeah,
no.
No.
Do you talk about your dating and your stand up?
Yeah, I do. I have a joke. I say that, you know, ladies, I have an advice, you know, you should date poor guys. Poor guys fuck you like rent depends on it. Oh wait, it does. So, and it's in like my YouTube stand up, and I find it might be problematic because then guys are going to think that I'm like, you know, after their money. But we all know no one in LA has money, so it's not going to happen.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I know.
But no, that's the thing where, you know, you make a joke and you're like, oh gosh, I don't want everyone to think that is all I am, or that's all, you know. And then especially dating is like, when I started doing stand-up, I was like, I might not ever have a boyfriend again because I'm so honest and open. Yeah. But I'm trying to figure that out and kind of keep that separate. But I don't know. I haven't got there yet.
I mean, I think the poster girl for all this is Ali Wong.
Oh, yes. No, she was like my first like person that I looked up to because she was just, you know, talking about her husband, her boyfriend at the time. Yeah. I love her.
And then they have kids now. Yeah. So it's like
she still talks.
She still talks about him. Yeah. Right. So and they're married. So no.
That's positive. I like that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. That's the only one. That's the only one that I could think of.
Yeah. I mean, there's Natasha Leggero and Moshe.
Yeah. That's right there is hashtag goals. She's so cool. I love her.
And they do the stand up together and kind of like roast each other.
Yeah,
that's fun.
That's really fun. See, like, I think it's really important that we are like so upfront with it. That way we don't have to be fake and be like, oh, well, guess what? I'm not a sociable person. No, I am. Like, I do comedy, I do this, and I'm out there. So, and I think the older we get, the more emphasis on like loyalty. Because I feel like that would be a big problem for stand-up comedian women. Because they're like, yeah, guys get it, but then like...
You mean like being on the road?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Definitely. Or like guys like hitting on us after like a show or something.
But also, like I don't think what people understand, and maybe I don't know if this is for everyone, but I do feel like, you know, times have changed. And, you know, women are probably known to be like, oh no, she like goes home or whatever. But yeah, both sides is for comedians, it's just trust.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you're out late every night.
Yeah. And or doing subjects of like, you know, and then like there's booze and then all that stuff, and also like the subjects maybe that we might do. Because you want to do something that everyone can relate to.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Sex is that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, too, where I always feel like, is sex appropriate? Is it, looked down upon if I talk? But I talk very openly about it.
Yeah.
But I find it empowering. I love to be, like, able to just talk freely and say whatever I want. That's why I love stand-up so much,
Well, comedy in general, yeah. Well, that's the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were you, like, always, like, a funny person, like, growing up, or?
I was definitely a goof. Very big goof. I like to think I was funny. My parents are very serious, but they're very goofy at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I grew up with, vacilando, and I have a younger brother. Definitely do pranks on him. I love pranks. Pranks are that's like a different type of, like, comedy.
Oh, yeah.
It's malicious. Oh, so good.
I used to always want to be on a prank show so bad. That was, like, my thing. I'm like, oh, one day I'm going to be like Jamie Kennedy, the X Effect or whatever. Do you remember that show?
I remember it, yeah.
Or there was the Bad Girls Club. I was like, I'm going to do it one day.
I didn't know what the Bad Girls Club was, a prank show. Yeah. I thought it was just like Bad Girls.
Oh, no, okay, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. There was another show. It was like it wasn't Bad Girls Club. It was something Bad Girls. I don't remember. But one time I did an audition and it was like, we're looking for prankster girls.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
And I went in there and they had a scenario and then I ended up getting it. And this is probably, I don't even know why I'm even bringing this up because this is one of the worst things that I've ever done. Or maybe I just did something terrible recently too, which we could possibly talk about. But no, it was on BT. So I was a decoy for guys that were cheating on their girlfriends.
Ooh,
I know, it's so bad now. I know.
I'm out. I'm out.
I don't know why I did it. I was so young and I was like, I want to do like a prank and and I don't know, I got wrapped into something that I wasn't trying to do.
Oh, you ruined.
I know. And this guy was like, I guess on one of the reality shows on BT, and he was like pretty well known. He was like a singer, and so the girl was like trying to, and I'm like the worst. I can't flirt to save my life, and so I just get really uncomfortable. So I'm like trying to flirt with this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, come over, or we can come to like my hot tub." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, like that sounds good." And he was like, "Well, give me your number." I gave him my real phone number. I gave him my real name.
Oh my God. Love it.
And then all of a sudden when he's like getting super crazy, the girl comes out, runs after him and like starts fighting him. And they like grab me, pull me to the back. And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy was texting me. Calling me like, shit. You fucking bitch, I can't believe you. And I was just traumatized. I was like, I can't even believe I did that. I don't even know. It just seemed like something you didn't think that was gonna happen.
That's really bad on the producers of that show, that they didn't think of like your safety.
I don't think it was really well thought out. Sorry,
no. Yeah. Just buy that guy a drink. Get him to cheat.
Oh gosh.
My God.
But I did something so stupid too recently, and I don't know why. I just like to do random shit, and I did this thing, and it was like one of my things I've always wanted to do is be on a dating game. Like, and back in the day when it was like in its height, I never did. I was like, I could never do that. And
like
now
the MTV ones where there's necks on the bus.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I should have done that, but they don't really have them anymore. But they have one on.
Say it.
Facebook has TV shows now.
What?
Yeah. So I did a dating game recently. And it was a bad idea.
Was it worse? And it can't be worse than you ruining people's lives. Do tell.
Oh, gosh.
What was it?
Okay, so basically,
you're in a safe space.
You have to. They blindfolded me. Mm-hmm. And I had to kiss 3 guys.
No. Did he mac down or just
and you know what? Why? Why would you ever do this? But I was like, maybe this is like who knows? This could be good, like a thing for stand up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now you just make any excuse for stand up. You're like, it could be a bit. I don't know.
Let me try heroin. It could be a bit. Oh, I love this. Yeah.
I did it, and when I was there, I was like, why the fuck are you doing this? It was terrible. So I did. It was yeah. I guess tune in. Don't know when it comes out.
Were they good kisses?
No, it was like super, just like little pecks. It wasn't even bad. You know?
Okay, all right, yeah.
But
no one like flipped you over and was like, oh.
No, people,
like
yeah, it was bad. It was like very tight.
Yeah, because you were blindfolded. You're like, what the fuck am I kissing?
At first, I was like, just don't kiss my, like, yeah, I wanted him to kiss, like, my hand or something. Just
Peasant, please.
I try to tell the producers, like, is there any way they could just kiss my hand or my cheek and my forehead? Like, there's, like, certain areas, like my ear, maybe. That would be kind of crazy.
Neck. Yeah. Just kiss my neck.
Shoulder.
Right? Yeah.
But no, it was bad. And then they gave me the option to be blindfolded or not blindfolded.
Oh, and you chose to.
I know. It's so
Love it.
And in the end, they were like, "Oh, we were gonna almost tell you not to be blindfolded because I ended up eliminating the hot one, who was like a really nice guy." Yeah.
Who'd you say? Or you can't say.
I can't. I don't think. I don't. Is anyone gonna watch?
Does it?
Except someone told me. They're like, "Yeah, I just realized that there's shows on Facebook." And there's like, I was like, how many are there? He was like 18. I'm like, 18? Oh, God.
But that's cool that you like got to.
Why not, right?
Did you go on a date with the guy?
It was like a quick little couch 5-minute date with each guy. It was so not a real, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
When you go out with guys, do you have certain questions that you ask them?
I need to start having questions.
Yeah.
I do.
It's not amateur hour anymore.
No, I know we're getting into it. All right. I need to start asking questions in all life, anything in life, because I'm just like, sure, like, you know, I had a guy just give me a drink. Well, it was someone I knew, and I just like handed it to me, and I just like drank it, and he was like, I love how you don't ask questions. You just started drinking it. I'm like,
yeah, but you should have been like, because I trust you, asshole.
Right?
Now I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, I need to start asking questions. This is my problem is I was in relationships all throughout my 20s. So I never dated. So once I became 30, I was so open to everyone because I was so excited to meet and just have these little love affairs and like, I want to know who you are. What do you do? And I would never meet you if I was just so excited. So I've dated so many people that were not for me and was able to date people knowing that I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere, but enjoy them so much.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful because then you get to know what you like and what you don't like.
Yes, definitely. But I think now I'm to the point where I'm like, now I'm not doing that anymore. I don't have time.
Yeah. The time thing is the biggest thing. Yeah.
So I have to like really like you, but I try to like be open still, but it's kind of hard. I feel like I'm a little closed off now. How about you? Do you have some questions when on a date?
I do. I just like certain things that like I like. I ask a guy if he gambles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I always ask if he gambles because then it's like, all right, just in case you lose your job, are you gonna like? Can you hustle some spa time for us? Yeah. No, but I just think it's really cool and kind of like it's kind of cool because you know card players read people. Okay. They read people, so it's like, okay, how well are you with people? Mm-hmm. Or that's the answer that
could give
I
you
get.
a lot.
That could give you a lot. Yeah,
because I didn't think of any of those things. I was thinking like, oh, recreationally, like, is that something that you?
Yeah. No, yeah, like, what's your hobby? Yeah, I play cards. No, but they read people.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, if you're a professional card player, it's like, all right, you know how to read people really well. Yeah. It's to gauge how much I can lie to them. I'm just kidding.
Oh, God. Wink. All right, I'm taking notes.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm. I have to work on not giving off too much crazy information when I'm on a date because I think I'm too open as with doing the stand-up thing. It's just sometimes like, oh, I have all the red flags. I'm the one that's scaring people because they're just like, why is this who is this crazy person?
Yeah. Oh, I feel you on that. I'm too intense. Way too intense. Oh, you know what? I think I just found out why I'm single. Me too, Lorraine. Me too. It's the comedy, and then it's like the personality, and then it's like the doing the things, and then it's like, oh.
Do you think though that? So are you on the dating apps?
I recently got a Bumble,
Nice.
Bumble thing.
How do you like it?
Yeah, it's really nice. I think it's way nicer than Tinder. I've been on one date from it. And
Okay.
The guy was very nice.
And this is the first time you've ever been on a dating app?
No, I've been on a dating app before.
Okay.
This is the first time I was on Bumble.
Mm.
And it was very nice. I thought it went well. He said he had a great time.
Yeah.
I think he had a great time because he only let me talk twice.
Oh, wow. Shit.
Yeah, I was like, bro, ya, cállate. No, actually, I enjoyed myself with him, but yeah, we haven't really. It happened kind of recently, so.
Okay, so there's
no, I don't know. I doubt it.
So he didn't let you talk. Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the thing that I'm learning is like right away. Like that is huge. You're like, okay, next. He needs to get out.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm taking notes now. Yeah. I just thought he was just really excited for me to get to know him. Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I was like.
Sure. We're just making excuses for bad behavior. He's just really excited to be here with me.
I know. Oh my God, look, he's so excited. He won't shut up. He was a gentleman. So, but whatever. I've got a trip that I'm looking forward to. So at least that's what I'm telling myself.
Yeah, where are you going?
I'm going to Colombia.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that.
Have you been before?
Yeah, I used to go every year. I haven't been there in 2 years. And yeah, I'm just going to spend time with family, just relax.
Oh, that's awesome.
I won't date Colombian men.
No. Oh, okay.
No.
This is interesting.
Yeah, no.
Your whole life, you would never date a Colombian guy.
No, I mean, no. I mean, I like, when I was like a teenager, I hung out with like, my cousin's friends and like, we went to a concert, had coffee, a Colombian. But nah, I'm cool on them. I love being Colombian. I'm very proud. But they're mujeriegos. Do you know what I'm?
No, I don't.
Womanizers.
Oh yes, yeah. No, I don't. I'm Mexican, and I've started dating Mexican guys because I'm open.
Yeah, you're open.
I'm open. But like I never did my whole life because of like my family members.
Okay.
No, I hate it. I say it in my comedy, but my grandpa had a whole entire family with my grandma's best friend. And then went back to my grandma and my grandma took care of it. So I've seen a lot of it and just close and even when I grew up in Ontario, California, so it's like very predominantly Mexican. Mm-hmm. But even like the young guys, they all have that energy, just like they really want to like the macho, like it's so old school.
It is.
And I'm like, how did this not change? But it hasn't. And the one Mexican guy that I dated, he had a wife. I didn't even know. Yeah.
On brand. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was the first guy that I came back to. But then I also realized, though, I also had a boyfriend for 5 years that had a double life who was white. And I was like, it's just everyone. But I think in Latin culture, it is praised. You're expected. You're like, and you're okay with it. And I just don't like that. I don't want you to be bragging about it.
Yeah, I don't like that either. It's like, you're cheating on me? That's cool. That's cool. Nah, I'm cool on that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why it's like much easier to just be single than to like be scared. Or just be paranoid. I used to be so jealous. I used to date this artist. I was gonna say what kind of artist, but then that would reveal too much. I'll just say he was an artist and he had a lot of art hoes. I was so jealous. I would read his horoscope. I'd be like, that's how fucking crazy. It was polla loca. And I just couldn't. I'm like, what am I doing? I mean, I was right. He was cheating on me.
But his horoscope would tell you would get an idea.
I'd get an idea if he was going to be friendly or if, you know, it's like today,
the daily horoscope.
Yeah, like today, Leo, you know, you're going to meet, you know, a lot of people. And I'd be like, yo, where are you going today? Are you going to hang out? It's like, what's happening? I don't ever want to be crazy like that ever again. So now I'm just like, relax, Max.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I have done this. Like if I was dating someone I really like them, I would go to a psychic, but it would be only for the next 3 months, and it would, so it's not too crazy because you're like, it's only whatever. Or you could do like a I don't know. You could do one of just like him specific. I would do the 3 months. I wouldn't tell her enough, and then I would get a vibe, and then I'd be like, can we do the relationship one? Then you pay, you know, that's how it works. But I've dumped people based off my psychic immediately. Yes, like going well, a month in, and I'm just like, hey, I don't think it's gonna work. And now I'm just done. It's bad. So I don't go anymore. I don't do that.
To your psychic or to that guy?
Both. No, she saved me a couple times.
She did?
Yeah, she did. But this has to be like it's a Latin thing, the psychic. Do you go to them?
Yeah, totally. I'm totally Polla Loca. I see it more as like I don't seek them as like an all like a final answer. It's more like guidance. Like they have guidance with ancestors, and then there's these cards. I also read my own cards just for guidance, not for like, oh, give me the loteria today. Am I gonna lose weight today? No.
I do the archangel cards. Do you ever do that? Okay,
those are great. I haven't done those. I have like my own little set that I just like do, and I'm like, okay.
I'm always thinking like my neighbors must think I'm crazy if I'm like, you know, just doing stand up in my apartment, or versus or I would do like, I mean, I've done some like acting stuff, and I would be working on an audition and stuff, or not. It just sounds like a crazy person at all times. And also Buddhism, you're chanting constantly, you're like Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge. So it's just no one knows what I do.
That's you do, and that's
like,
what important.
She's single. That's what we do know.
Yo, me too. There's like, you know, Mariah Carey like singing right there in my apartment, or me trying to be like that. But whatever. I mean, what can we do?
Yeah. So you're LA native. That's super cool.
Thank you. Yeah, LA native. I grew up in like Downey 562 area, southeast LA. Went to school in Long Beach, Cal State Long Beach. And now I live in Koreatown. I was working in downtown for like the past 10 years. And yeah, we were talking about this off air about like how I am like a lot of different things like you. You know, we're Latinas, we're, you know, comedians, we're this, we're that. But I always feel very proud whenever I travel to say that I'm from LA. Yeah. LA's definitely got
cool. I never thought about that, because like, people do like it, but sometimes I'm like, people hate on LA so bad, or maybe it's people that move here, and they're like, oh, I hate LA. Yeah. And then I get that a lot. Like guys that I date that are not from here are always like, I hate this place.
Well, I recently went to San Antonio for the first time. I went to Texas for the first time.
Oh, cool.
And I loved it. People are so nice. I'm really into food, so I went to a really nice hipster restaurant. And the hipsters were so nice. But I thought about it. Like, the actual city is, like, one of the oldest cities in Texas. And it was specifically made for hospitality. Like, Mark Twain used to go there, and, like, for the Mexican food and the women. And so, like, the whole culture is just, like, come on in, come on in. L.A., I feel like we're nice because we're from here, and also maybe because we're Latinas, but... Nobody gives a shit. Yeah, nobody. Like, LA is literally fake. Like, the palm trees were brought in. Like, it's so
it's also
dry.
Like too cool. Like, you can't get into this place. And there's that.
Yeah, that's that Hollywood vibe. You know, but you know, I feel.
And also,
like
when you come in, when you're here traveling, people don't know where to go. And everything's so spread apart and hard to. You're not gonna go to the best places because you don't know about them.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone, my family coming to LA, they'd be like, "Oh, quiero ir a Disneyland. I want to go to Disneyland and see Arnold Schwarzenegger." And it's like, all right, 2 different places, 2 different people.
Yeah.
One's in Anaheim, the other one's over there. So
Like the Walk of Fame.
the Walk of Fame. There we go. They wanted to go to Universal Studios. So, but I mean, that's what LA is, right?
I do want to go to Universal Studios.
We do have really, really, really good food.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, some of the best food. Like I've like to call myself a dragona. Definitely some really great food here.
And also like
different cultures.
Even the Mexican food, which you really don't get anywhere. I mean, I don't know. Well, close to, California, but not really. I mean, and even thinking about it, I went to Amsterdam or London, and there was no Mexican. Like, they had no idea, like, the culture at all, or the places that do serve the food. It's, I don't know.
You can't get good Mexican food anywhere except for, like, California, Nevada, like the southern part of LA. The southern part of the United States. Yeah. Chicago, Mexico, obviously. But even in Colombia, they were, like, trying to do Mexican food. They fucked up. I'm like, you guys have beans and aguacate. Like, how'd you drop the ball on this? But it's like that spiciness.
Yeah.
The
What is
flavor
Colombia?
and
I don't think I've had Colombian food. It's not that good.
The men and the food are not good.
Oh,
no, the food is good. It's I mean, there's just so much good food in Latin America. Like, top 3 would be like Mexican, Cuban, Peruvian,
I love Peruvian.
Puerto Rican, like Brazilian food. What is it? Colombian food's like it's a lot of meat, a lot of starches. Yeah. It depends on what part of the country you're at. I will say Colombia has really, really good juices. Oh. Like they have a lot of like exotic fruit, like guanábana. No. Like a guanábana, which is like a sour sop. Okay. Yeah, and then maracuya. I'm wondering why I'm single. All I do is talk about fucking food. Like, let's go back into food. Okay. Oh my God.
Food's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
So, let's talk about like what is your worst date you've ever had?
Oh my God. Worst. All right. Worst date for them or worst date for me? Oh, which one do you want? Because I've been...
For you. You've been the bad date?
Oh, my God. I was such a horrible date.
Let's see that.
That was...
That sounds good.
Where's the camera? Sorry, Mom. Sorry. I was a naughty little diosa a couple years ago in my late 20s. And I met this guy, I think online probably. And I said, he was like he spoke French, and I speak a little bit of French, and he was a poet. So I was like, let's be bohemian. Let's meet at Grand Park. This is actually really embarrassing. I'm like regretting saying it now. Anyways, we went to Grand Park, and we had 2 bottles of wine and maybe a blunt and a half. And anyone in any normal situation would have stopped at 3 glasses of wine. But I was like a little party animal, and he was a little party animal. So we're like, let's go to that pirate bar in downtown and have some shots.
Wow, perfect.
No, not perfect. Not perfect. This is the beginning of a scary movie, okay? If we could ever put like what is it, the Exorcist music in the background, this is where it starts, okay? So we took the shots, and the next thing you know, I'm in the blue line. In Long Beach.
In the metro system?
The metro system. In the metro system.
Like, what?
Wait,
by yourself?
Out. By myself.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I blacked out. I'm like, where am I? What the fuck happened? I have my wallet. Yeah, I'm like, oof, super embarrassed. So, like, I tell my friend to pick me up. Everything's cool. I got, like, underwear on. I got my wallet, and... no text messages from him, nothing. So I'm just really weirded out. And so I went home, got the guilt. And the next day he text messages me and he's like, hey, had a great time, but what happened? I'm like, I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened. He's like, you don't remember? Oh, you were so cute. I walked you to the metro station because you said you were sick and you wanted to go home. I walked you to the train. And once the train got there, you pantsed me, pointed and laughed, and jumped into the train.
That's amazing.
That's not amazing. You can't condemn. No, that's sexual harassment right there. Yeah. I mean, he laughed about it, and he thought, he's like,
So
oh, you're
what
so
happened?
cute.
That's what he texted.
Yeah.
What happened?
So what happened?
Why would you
Yeah.
do that? Don't scare someone like that.
Yeah. Or like, he's like, what happened? And then like, he thought it was really cool. But I mean, that's when I knew I had a drinking problem. I was like, oh man, that's bad. So that was a really bad date. I mean, it was bad for me. I'm embarrassed. I really am.
I feel terrible because I actually feel like that is so cool, and I I'm like, should I do that?
No. Like, it was maybe cool, like, if I was like a fat bully in like 8th grade in an 80s movie, you know?
If you were like dating for a while on that, you had a rapport of that.
Right, yeah. But even then, I would never do that to a man I would date. Like, that's why I'm like so big on respect, because I'm like, yeah. But yeah, can we delete that from the podcast? Oh my god,
no,
yeah.
that was great.
No, then everyone's gonna come out Me Too against Diosa. It's like, gosh, she pants Me Too.
It's coming back like 10 years ago.
Oof. No, that was once, and so worst date for me though. Well, I mean, I never got pants, so yeah.
You've been doing it again.
Yeah, no.
So you never went out with that guy again.
To this day, he still tries to
like
text message me.
See, that's nice.
It's nice, yeah. Yeah. He's like, "What's this loca up to?" Yeah, right.
Crazy. Oh, yeah. So, but you never second date. Wow.
I couldn't. To this day, I'm so embarrassed because it's like, oh my god, I'm sorry. Wow. But yeah, worst date I've been on, like, some guy didn't get the hint. Like, usually when you tell people you have a headache, it means like, yo, I gotta go. Yeah. So I started like maybe an hour into the date. I'm like, oh, my head hurts. My head hurts so much. And he didn't take the fucking hint.
And you're just like, let's just keep doing this.
So I know. So like an hour afterwards, like my head actually did start hurting from him not getting the hint. And he like, you know, eventually he's like, before he took me home, he's like, I'm going to grab a bite to eat at In-N-Out. I was like, sure, whatever. You're giving me a ride home. Yeah. And then I thought he was going to go through the drive-thru. This motherfucker got out of the car. I'm like, milking it. Yeah, he was. So that was not no bueno.
My worst date, well, that I can think of. I've had so many worst dates. I met this guy from a dating app. And we met at a bar, and it was fun. And I like, you know, socially awkward. And he's like nerdy. Like he couldn't.
He's a real dude.
No eye contact. Okay. So I was like, this is cute. Yeah. Right? Oh. and it was weird. And as soon as we walked out, and I thought we had a nice date, we probably had like 2 drinks each. And I don't remember, maybe like an hour, 2 hours. And we walked out. And as soon as we walked out, he just sprinted. He ran away. And I didn't say bye.
He ran.
And
what did you talk about?
At the time I was writing a movie. I was telling him about the movie. It was like all this just random like small talk and stuff. And it wasn't nothing weird, but it was just also just very awkward. Yeah. But I thought it was going okay. I was excited. I thought it was going good.
That's the worst. When you think you're going,
like,
you're like,
great. Yeah, I was like, totally have this in the bag. But he started running, and I screamed. I guess, hey, where are you going? And he was like, I have to go to Bonds. And he just left. And I never heard from him. And I called my Uber, and I like went straight to got a bottle of wine. I got a pizza. I was so sad because I was like, wow, that was like really hurt my ego. Like, what? Am I that terrible? Like,
really quick. Was it full moon that night? Because maybe he turned into like a werewolf or like, yeah. Let's just pretend he was a monster, literally.
Well, actually, never talked to him for, I think months went by. And then he randomly messaged me, like nothing. And it was like, hey, babe, what's going on? How are you? How's the movie going? I was like, oh, and I had to ask. I'm like, hey, well, why did you run? Like, why would you do that? And he was just like, oh, you know, I had a lot to do that day. I just...
Okay.
And then he just persisted. All of a sudden started saying disgusting things to me. And it was just like... Wow. It got really bad. I had to block him, but yeah. But then, is it sad that I was like, "Oh, okay"?
No, well, I feel like the life did you like, you know, all right, let me save her.
Yes, that's what I'm learning to, you know, let that happen and embrace that. Embrace that, like, oh, you know what, you saved me from me.
That's the biggest thing that I've learned too. What is it? Everything's a lesson or a lesson to be learned. Because it's like, oh, well, why can't I get this guy? Then like months later, you find out he's like,
Yeah. And I feel like I'm just so like, I will love someone. It could be like you could have nothing, and I'm just gonna give you all this love, but it's just poor decision making on my part. You know, like, why am I doing this? So I've had those people, like a person like that, be like, Lorraine, it's not gonna work, and I'd be like, what? And I'm like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Have you heard that? My auntie just came to visit me from Colombia, and she says, fucking Latinos with their sayings. I love it. It's yo bailo al son que me dan. I dance to the rhythm you give me. So it's like, right? So it's like, okay, like if a guy is giving me this, then I'll give him that.
Yeah,
you don't give more. You don't ever. Well, it's like like a relationship should be like any other relationship, like business relationships or like friendships. It's like, hey, are we gonna build?
Definitely.
Are we gonna build? Or I'm not gonna give you more. It's not a good business model. We both give equally.
I also think back in the day, maybe when I would get excited, I'd be like, I want to cook you like a 5-star dinner.
Oh my God.
and then now I'm like, oh, no. I'm not doing shit until you deserve, like, until you earn that. But like, I would go way far and beyond for anyone. And I'm like, oh no, I'm good. I'm not going to, I'll bring you like a bag of chips. Like, we'll still figure it out as we go.
Yeah. I'll put ends on a blunt. What's up? I'll do that. I'll cook them a blunt. Be like, all right, here, look what I made. Yeah. I think the most I'll do now is like coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah,
that's
like
good.
Coffee. Yeah.
I do coffee too.
Yeah.
I do.
It's the hot water. Here you go. No sugar, no milk. It's a black, hot ass coffee. Look how domesticated I am. Yeah.
This guy came over. He said he was hungry, and I was like, "Oh, cool!" I just went to the grocery store. I don't know why. I think like someone gave me a basil plant. So I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna make like a basil with mozzarella." Tomato salad.
I know. Yeah.
And so he was like, "I'm hungry," and I was like, "Oh my gosh, perfect! I was gonna make you. What is it called? The salad?
The burrata salad. Yeah.
He was like, I'll make you burrata salad. He was like, perfect. Okay, cool. And then as I'm making it and cutting the cheese, he goes, okay, but can you not put tomato in that? And honestly, like, hold the cheese too. It's like all of this basil. He had no idea. He didn't know what it was. But it was. I thought that was kind of cute. But he ate it. That's right?
how you know.
That's
how you know. Yeah. Because I've made some nasty ass food, and I've had a guy eat it all, and I'm like, that was very nice. Because I didn't eat my portion. I was like, this is salty.
Like, this is really bad.
Yeah. He's like, I just wanted to make you happy. I'm like, oh.
That's nice.
That's nice, but that's, whatever.
So do you have, like, is there, originally I was going to call this podcast Life Lessons with Lorraine Lopez, but I'm thinking we can close it out with, like, something like, do you have a life lesson that you would like to share, or I could share one, or what do you?
Good question.
Because that was actually a life lesson that we just did.
Yeah, the whole, like, the not cooking for them.
Yeah. Actually, that could just be it. I mean.
Yeah, that, and since we're talking about love, not to have any expectations.
Yes.
Go in with the expectation of having a friend and building, and then from there. Yeah, expectations kill. Sure. Oh, man, I've had my heart broken so many times, but I've broken my own heart. I mean, the signs are there that they liked me. Like hardcore, but at the end of the day, it's like I just assumed way too much, and I feel like I feel like women do that a lot.
And just communicating from the beginning, I think too.
Communication is so big.
Instead of being like playing it cool and like let's see where it goes. It's like, no, this is what I'm looking for, and even vice versa. When a lot of times I've been the person I'm not looking for anything, and right now I don't have a lot of time, or I want to have fun, but was able to be like, this is where I'm at right now, and I think that's important, to say both ways.
Open communication.
No,
it's so complicated. It's like, play it cool, but don't play it cool. Don't be intense. And at the end of the day, just be your fucking self. And if you're happy, and the respecting, and no pantsing.
No pantsing. No. I'm the worst at playing it cool. I did, and this is actually, and I didn't even say this, but this is the life lesson that I was thinking of saying was don't play it too cool. You know, and I did. I went on a date with this guy, and he wasn't like the healthiest person, and so I kind of knew that. But he had like a seizure during dinner, I think. I don't know. But it was like he was just like shaking.
Yeah, that's called a seizure. Unless he was having an orgasm. Just either way is no bueno. Yeah.
So I didn't know what to do.
His eyes rolled back?
Like, yeah, it was like weird. Like he kind of wasn't there anymore. And I just was like, but it stopped and he acted like nothing happened. So then I acted like nothing happened either because I didn't want to make him feel bad. You know, and I kept it going as the day went by. And at one point he said, hey, do you know, he's like, look at us, just, you know, two guys together just eating sushi. And I was like, oh, I love this guy. I was like, he's so like ahead of the time. We're just gender neutral. Yeah. Like, this is so cool. And we were walking down the street. I was like, look at us, two guys walking down La Cienega. Just two guys walking down La Cienega. And he was like, Lorraine, actually, when I said that, I was actually not in my best condition. I wasn't feeling good. And that was the last time we ever hung out. He never hung out with me again.
Oh, my God.
Well, he moved to New York, but still he could have texted me. Yeah, and I could have come visit him, but nothing.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Get this cut out.
Yeah, so don't play it too cool. You know, just call it out when you see it, you know. Like, are you okay? Just that alone, it would have been nice.
Yeah, man. Oh, my God.
So I think we're, like, ready to close up. But do you have anything that you want to plug? Any shows coming up?
Yes. So I have a improv team called Two Face, where it's me and I have interchangeable guest stars. And I have a really awesome guest called Fernando Funes. He's the founder of Pachanga Latinx. He does a bunch of shows at the Pack Theater, at Second City. Very awesome guy. He's going to be doing a show with me on the 25th at Second City for Geraldo. So
cool.
It's at 10 o'clock. And then I have my Instagram, so you guys can check out like other future stand-up shows that I'm going to have. At Diosa no Joda. For you gringos out there, it means stop fucking around Diosa. So Diosa and no Joda. Diosa no Joda.
Well, and you have a podcast too, right?
Yes, I have a podcast. I do it out of Espacio 1839 in Boyle Heights, which is a nice, beautiful, revolutionary space. Shout out to Nico and Myra, who are the four founders or fathers of the gentrification versus Boyle Heights. So all of the shows are pretty radical. My show is called Vaya Con Dios, and I interview innovative people of color on comedy, culture, and the culinary arts because I love food.
That.
Yeah.
So cool.
Yeah, I've had some amazing, amazing guests. So thank you. I feel so honored being on this podcast.
Well, thank you for coming. Seriously, best energy. So glad that I've met you in this community of comedy. Yes. It's always good to meet cool people.
Thank you for not shaming me for my stories today.
Oh my God. I'm like inspired by the stories. They're so good.
Oh my God. Yeah, so thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. Hi, guys. Thank you for tuning in to my first podcast episode. Wait, were we going to say something? So I guess what's bad for our heart is great for the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Perfect. Ciao.
Ciao.